can use array or I can use testing. Okay, but I'm going to use auth_system. Okay, and inside that auth system, I'm going to create a new table. The name of the table will be users. It will have not 4 column actually. Let me just create it first. So it will have an ID that will be auto increment. So default, let me just check the auto increment column. Okay, so this is a option. This will make this is a primary key. Okay, we can say that. One more thing I want to do is I want to add email_id. We want that varchar. It's going to be 255 and it's not really null, right? So email ID, or you can say email. Okay, just email. Then one more thing that I really want is OTP. I will say varchar. No, I will say int. I will say 10. Okay, and let me just save it. So you can see the user table is working. I will click on it and I will go to structure, and you can see how many columns are there and what are the types of the columns that we have created. Okay, so let me just insert these things into it. So okay, so I need to create a first connection. So let me just see insert data in. I know how to insert it, but still for faster execution I'm using it. Okay, PHP. So this is easy syntax. I will just copy the code, whole code. Let me copy the whole code. Okay, the server name, username, password, localhost username will be root, password will be nothing. Okay, let me just export this whole connection file to another thing. Okay, because that will be good. So PHP server, I will say database connection .php. I will paste it here. PHP server name, localhost, password is going to be this, data name is this. Okay, so let me just check if everything is working or not. If connection is failed, else echo working. Okay, let me just go to the file. So let me go to the file. It's going to be data. Okay, let me see. There is a file called PHP mailer. I will go to PHP mailer, and then, oh sorry, actually it's not PHP mailer, it's PHP server, right? Database connection. So you can see that the local is currently unable to handle the request. So there is a problem and a connection failed. Okay, I don't know why, but the connection really failed. So I will change the mydb to auth_system because that was my database name. I will reload the page and you can see it is working. Okay, so the connection is very successful, it's established, right? So let me just require this whole file inside this PHP. Okay, so I will say require, and we are going to say /database connection.php. Okay, and let me go to that file. The connection name is going to be $con. Actually, I want this query, this whole query. Okay, I will cut it. I will paste it here. Oh, actually, just here. And let me give it some indentation so you can see it properly. Now insert into, what is my table's name actually? Let me go to, okay, so the table's name is users. So I will say users, insert into users, and it's going to be email and OTP. There is two things that I want to insert, email and OTP. So the values is going to be, I have email, right? So $email, $OTP. Okay, if true, let me just remove this thing, echo it out. Okay, no problem. Right now we just want to display it. And one more thing I want to do is I want to display what's really happening inside this. So let me just console.log the whole data, because I told you that the uh, output for one file is input for another file, okay, or parameter for another file. Let me reload the page. I will inspect it. Go to console. Let me see send OTP. And you can see there is some problem. Okay, there is some problem with this thing. What is the problem? I don't know. But if I want to see the problem, what is the problem, then I want to go to network tab. I will go here and I will go to the preview. So what's the problem? I don't know why, but this is not working actually. So there must be some problems. Okay, let me just send it again. Okay, so there is some problem with this thing. Let me go to the page and everything is working or not. Let me go to my database and nothing is coming actually. What is the problem? So I'm saying insert into user, and there is an email and there is a OTP and there is a values. In the values, we are taking this email and this OTP. And if the connection.query SQL is true, then new successfully. Otherwise, we are going to say connection.close. Okay, let me just remove this thing. Okay, right now, let me just remove this thing and let me just refresh the page. Without it, it is working or not, or there is a problem in connection file. Let me just check. Okay, so actually I just removed the whole thing, because now the PHP is not even going to send it. Okay, so most important thing, I will also remove this attachment, because that's really what don't we not, that's really we don't need it. So I will say echo here, echo as 1. Let me reload the page and let me see. I will say send OTP and this should go away, right? Okay, so now the problem is here. So now let me just remove this page, remove this whole thing. Okay, and OTP. So now you can see that OTP is sent successfully. But there might be some problems, right? What we really need is, we want to comment this out thing, and let me just echo it out. Okay, let me just echo it out whole email address dollar email, like I'm getting email or not right now. Okay, and also echo me out OTP. Okay, and also log it to the console. Yes, we are logging it to the console. Let me just reload the page. I will say the Dharmic GT6. I will go to the console and we can see what data is coming actually, right? Yes, actually the data is coming very well. So what's the problem? I did not understand it. How to see in internal server error in PHP. So let me reload the page. So you can see there is a fatal error unquote MySQL. You have an error in SQL syntax. Check the manual near the. Okay. I understand what I have to do. I just want to use quotation mark around this email and I just forgot it. So sorry if you don't know. Sorry for that. Big sorry for that. Let me just reload this page. I will say and then send OTP and it's going to work this time. Okay, you will see some console. Okay, so you can see. Okay, so one more thing I want to do is this is logging out to these two things, so I will remove it first. Let me go to register page and let me change the div. Okay, so it's going to be enter OTP, control F, enter OTP, and I'm going to change this whole thing. Display flex is okay and display flex is okay. Email div is not good for this thing. Okay, email div is not good. This is confirm OTP div, so I will write confirm OTP div. Okay, this is going to be confirm OTP div. Now what we want is we want to listen for this thing, and let me just check if the users table is coming or not. Yes, it is coming. Okay, one more thing, let me just let me go to if exist. This is really easy actually. I don't want to do it, so let me just go to send OTP button. I will just select everything that has it. Okay, let me just do it. I will wait. Select SQL equals to select star from users where email equals to dollar email. Okay, and I will say dollar connection, or I can say results equals to select SQL or connection query select SQL. Okay, so I will just echo it out right now. Var underscore dump dollar result, and let me check what is happening and what is not. Okay, oh sorry, I will go to the browser. Let me reload the page. Okay, okay, so you can see there is a field count. I can always fetch how many row this is returning. I can go to php.net and I will ask for uh, result or something like that. MySQLi underscore rows. How many rows are there? Okay, so let me see number of rows. Yes, you can use the number of rows or something like that. I can always use this thing. Okay, let me just use this function. This is a very old function, you can see here, so it's not supported. No problem, I can go how many check number of rows in select query MySQL. Okay, so let me see how many number of rows are coming. Okay, so let me go to result and there will be a lot of method. Let me fetch all. Okay, and I will also say it result and I will var dump it. Okay, let me var dump it out. Var dump dollar result, actually this okay, I also have to make this thing. Okay, now what I will do is I will reload the page, I will name this thing and I will send OTP. and you can see everything is working, right? So you can access the length of this whole thing, or I can access the length, but I don't know how to mysql result. Okay, so what is this? Actually, I need a function that can get the length of this thing. I don't know why it's not working. Field count, or no problem, right now I'm just going to use this thing. Or you can also use the fetch associative array or fetch row. So if result, and then we can do something like mysqli or fetch column. If this is true, then you can do is that there is a var dump, and you can always say that this is going to be updated, right? It's really easy. Otherwise, what we can do is we can say else echo update it. Okay.